Take me out to California.
Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk to you about how to cope with life's tough times. This is probably one of the most asked questions of me. Those of you who have followed this channel will know that my husband died about 18 months ago, and prior to that he had brain cancer for 3.5 years, and prior to that I have had other things go on, you know, early babies, preeclampsia, some sticky blood condition, autoimmune disease, a daughter with meningitis. There's a lot of stuff that went down in the last 10 years. And for some of you that watch this, you think, how is that person, how is that girl still standing and okay and actually happy? So that's, I guess, of interest. My thoughts on this are, life isn't easy. Life is tough. There are some really challenging things that you are going to go through in life, and you are never going to escape that, because life is full of all kinds of pain and suffering. And the quicker that you accept that, the happier that you are going to be. And that feels really confusing. And I remember when first someone discussed this concept with me, and it was actually a Buddhist philosophy. I went to a Buddhist meditation class and they said to me, they believe that life is suffering. And I was like, wow, what a negative attitude. But actually, once I understood it, I understood the freedom in that thought process. That if you can understand that life has all this painful bits, it's not just you, it's everybody, all of us will go through tough stuff, that life isn't supposed to be fair, that is just how it is, okay? When you can accept that and then seek out the happiness regardless of that, then you can be truly happy, because otherwise you will be sat in a space of everything's unfair, it always happens to me, victim mode. And if you're sat in a space of being a victim, then yeah, you'll get a payoff for it. You'll get a payoff being a victim. People will be nice to you. You get an excuse for everything. If you're a victim, oh, this thing happened to me. I mean, let's be serious. I could make excuses, and you are such lovely people. You would be like, oh no, but our husband died. Do you think somebody else's husband hasn't died? You think somebody else hasn't gone through loss and pain? But they have. And that doesn't mean that I don't cry. That doesn't mean that I can't feel sad, or I think you should just be like, keep going, like, regardless of any emotion. I don't think that either. I think you should cry. I think you should have your moment. I think you should get back up again. And even if you need another cry, fine. But equally, you have to make a decision at some point. Are you going to sit in that space of the world owes you something when it owes you nothing? It owes you nothing. The world owes you nothing. Is it Oscar? No, it wasn't Oscar Wilde. Mark Twain? Oscar what? Was it Oscar Wilde? I can't remember who the quote's by, whether it was Mark Twain or Oscar Wilde, which is totally different, but you know, there's a lot of quotes of them, but it was, the world owes you nothing, it was here first. Okay, that's the quote. And that's true, isn't it? You know, the world, people are born, people have babies, people die, and the cycle continues. Your job is to just enjoy yourself and, you know, be kind and do your best and try and have good experiences. And I think when we start getting into the headspace of that we are unlucky, or it's just us, or woe is me, when we get into that headspace, we just can't move forward. We are stuck. If you think like that, you just become so stuck, and it must be an exhausting headspace to be in. It's a totally different mindset to go, whoa, this stuff is hard. And believe me, I'm there all the time. There are days when life is just really full and tough, and you know, I'm in a space now of dealing with 2 grieving children. I'm grieving myself, people around me are grieving, and grief doesn't manifest itself in a black veil and sobbing on the floor. It's all kinds of different nuanced stuff. And there are some days, being a single parent that I didn't ask to be, that I am like frustrating. But you know what? I never ever feel sorry for myself. I don't. Because because I'm making a decision to go, am I moving forward with this? I can have my cry, I can have my frustrated moment, but am I moving forward, or am I going to sit here going, but why did he die? Why have we, you know, why did it happen to us? I can do that and nothing will change. Not a thing. So what's the point? truly, what's the point? Or I actually find comfort in going, even though this is really hard at times, if I accept there is nothing I can do to change what has happened, there is a feeling of freedom within that I can go, okay, I can't do anything about it, because it's actually the resistance to what is happening that is causing you to feel exhausted and frustrated, because you're trying to resist something that you're not going to change. Your loved one has died. It's crap, proper shit, okay? There's nothing you can do about it. And you're gonna cry and you're gonna feel frustrated, and some days are gonna be harder than the other. Or you lost that job, or your relationship broke down and you love that person, and it hurts, it really hurts. In fact, in some ways it can be more hurtful in a relationship when someone leaves than someone dies. At least I know that Ross still loved me when he died. I mean, I don't necessarily think that's true, but there's a pain in, you know, somebody walking away because they chose. It's pain. Pain is pain. And whatever you are going through, you still have a choice on how you respond to it. I don't want you to give up because something bad happened, because round the corner is hope. Round the corner is something good. Since Ross has died, it doesn't mean that my whole life was a dark black hole. Not in the slightest. There have been some amazing things. There have been some amazing things that I wish I could share with Ross, and some that Ross wouldn't understand and wouldn't be part of his world. That's life. And I think that acceptance is what is going to help you move you through the tough stuff. When you resist it, when you go, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen, where's that going? It's like you're treading water. I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen, I'm staying stuck, I'm staying in the same place. Yeah, you're staying in the same place. When you go, I don't want this to happen, but it is, you can move forward and you can find ways to do that. And that's what I want for you. So those of you that are going through tough stuff right now, which will be many of you, and that's the kind of comfort, isn't it, that you know that you're watching this and somebody else is watching this and they're also going through a tough time, maybe worse than yours, maybe not as bad as yours, maybe the same, maybe really similar, because it's a human experience. And so if you could connect with that and go, wow man, this is life, we're living. And part of living is working out your next move. It's like a big game, big chess game, isn't it? What do I do next when that happens? Because that hurts like hell. What do I do next? And that's it. That's all life is. It's a massive big game, and you just have to find the happiness in between all this tough stuff. And if you do that, you've cracked it. It doesn't mean you won't cry, doesn't mean you won't have tough times, but you can then start to move forward. It's the resistance to that, the tough thing, that is causing you to feel so stuck. And it doesn't mean that because you say you accept something that you don't feel pain or you want it to happen. I didn't want my husband to die. Of course I didn't. I still accept it happened though. And even though that makes me feel sad, I accept it. I understand it's part of life. I understand there was no blame to be had in it. And that allows me to move forward. And that allows me to keep trying, that allows me to keep learning, to experience new things and to feel no guilt for that. Because I was speaking to someone this week actually about guilt. Her mum is very ill and at end of life stage, and she was feeling guilt because she had a real big success in her life right now, and her mum's actually still here, but she felt almost guilt that she should be celebrating that. And I think that's sad. And I said to her, she really shouldn't, because her mum would want her to be happy and have that thing. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, you can't have guilt for then moving forward as well. Because especially if it's a loss, like a death, that person wouldn't want that for you. And whatever it is, a job loss or whatever, you've got to keep moving forward. And when you do that, even if it's baby steps, you'll see things change. I promise you there's hope around the corner. Wherever you're at right now, there is something good coming. Just keep believing it. Because when you believe it, you'll see it. It's just a fact. And I send you loads of love, because I know it's not easy. Life isn't easy, is it? It's challenging. But you can rise to that challenge. You've done it before and you can do it again. And there will be something good and worth the wait. So hang in there, stay focused, keep going and look for the good, because there'll be something just around the corner. please do keep sharing with me your journeys and your thoughts on things, because I love to hear it. Make sure to subscribe on here, share with your people that need this, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter as well, and you will see me mostly hanging out on Facebook or Instagram. I'll speak to you soon.
Take me out to